All right, Chad, thanks very much for inviting me on the Hyundai Tucson ride and drive here in beautiful Sunshine Coast, British Columbia.
It's great to have you.
All right, so we're actually sitting in the new Hyundai Tucson. Can't really tell inside, but it's bigger, isn't it?
It's bigger, it's longer, it's wider, it's a little bit shorter than the previous version, but there's a lot more room inside.
Yeah, and that's where the market's going, right? People want more. The Tucson was always a good product, but it was kind of just a little smaller than everybody else.
It was. So we actually had two entries in the compact SUV segment. The Tucson was at the bottom end from a size perspective, and then the Santa Fe Sport was at the top end. But we really moved the Tucson to the heart of that market, so it ladders up very well against the RAV4 and the CR-V.
It's ironic that you've moved this up in size, just as all the others are coming out with smaller crossovers like the HR-V, the CX-5, and the Renegade. Doesn't mean you're not going to play in that space, but this is really where the volume is, right?
It is. As of this year, just halfway into 2015, that compact SUV is the largest segment in Canada. And because the Tucson was a little bit smaller in the past, it just really didn't play in that heart of the market. So now that we have this new one, I think it's going to do far better.
So that's really the story, is that, you know, forever it's been small cars have ruled the road in Canada. Now you're telling me we've passed that now?
We have. If the numbers, that's what we're reading into the numbers. People are gravitating from compact cars, compact sedans, intermediate sedans into the compact SUV segment, and it's just growing by leaps and bounds this year.
Now, there's a lot to talk about with this new Tucson. I'll run through a few of them. The biggest is that you've now got a turbocharged engine available in here, and it's got lots of torque, 195 foot-pounds of torque, and a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. So turbo engine's nothing new, but the dual-clutch is for this segment, right?
It is. It's the first time in the segment that you see a DCT in this type of vehicle. Usually a DCT is reserved for luxury cars, sports cars, that type of thing. But we were really going after a good quality driving feel for the Tucson, so we felt the DCT really hit the mark.
So this isn't, you know, ZF or Getrag or somebody. This is your in-house, right?
100% developed inside Hyundai's offices.
And you do a lot of that. Like a lot of people don't know that the steel that you use to make your cars, you make your own steel. You don't buy it.
We do. We're the only major global automaker that has its own steel plant. It's in Korea. They've got a number of blast furnaces, and it was built to give us advanced high-strength steel, just to give some rigidity to the vehicles, give some better crashworthiness, that type of thing, to really do better in the segments.
Now, we should also talk, you know, I still see this nonsense once in a while where I put a video on about, you know, a Kia or a Hyundai product, and there's always some moron that says it's crap, they make crappy cars. But when you look at the new studies that have come out from J.D. Power and Associates, their initial quality study, Kia is number 2 in the market and Hyundai is number 4. So these are sister companies, basically. So you're doing something right.
We are, and if you look at last year's study, we were number 4 as well. So we've stayed pretty consistent. Those are quality scores done by independent researchers, and they're telling us we know what we're doing.
And what is the retention rate of somebody who comes in and buys a Hyundai? Do they usually stay in the brand?
They do. We have one of the highest conquest rates in the industry and one of the highest retention rates. So people tend to give us a chance and try one of our vehicles, and then they really like it. They like the drive, they like the experience, they like the features, and they tend to stick with us. My
brother-in-law had a Hyundai Tucson, and he just got a Hyundai Santa Fe XL.
Well, there's an example right there where it works.
And, you know, he didn't even tell me. I just saw him at a barbecue, and I go, oh, do you get a new Hyundai? He goes, yeah, he just got a second one. So back to this vehicle. Starts at $24,500 roughly and tops out at just under $40,000. So not inexpensive at the high end. But Hyundai's always been quality. Hyundai's always been about value, I should say, and now you're adding quality and features. So in those higher end trim levels, it's not so much about it's the best deal, but you've got more stuff, right?
You're right. At that top end, you're getting things like autonomous emergency braking. So if you're going to hit a car in front of you and you're not paying attention, the car will warn you, and if you don't react, the car will actually apply the brakes. Same thing with pedestrian detection. It's got a camera that's looking out for pedestrians in your way. It's got a proximity activated tailgate, so the tailgate powers open and shut as you approach it. So that type of high-tech features you're finding in some of our top-end vehicles.
And we'll go through the inside. Heated steering wheel available, heated front seats, ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, huge panoramic roof, the power tailgate. A lot of these features, once you've had them, you're never going back. Like, I have 2 kids. They sit in the back with heated seats. Is my next car going to have heated seats in the back? Oh, yeah. So I could see how if somebody's had a Hyundai and it has all that stuff, they want another one.
Exactly, and they know that we're going to deliver those features to them in a car that they want.
All right, when is this showing up on dealer lots?
Actually, it's showing up right now, end of July, and customer deliveries will begin very early August.
All right, I'm going to get into some other stuff here. So sales have been a little bit slow for Hyundai this year. Why is that?
The market really moved from passenger cars into the compact SUVs and mid-size SUVs and pickup trucks and so forth. And we're a very car-heavy brand. That's where our strength has been in the past. But with the arrival of the new Tucson, we've got a much stronger entry into the largest segment in Canada now.
Now, smaller subcompact, CX-5, all of that. Is there one coming to fill that new market? Well, you have small vehicles around the globe.
We do. So we've got a lot more vehicles around the globe. So with the Tucson, we did purposely move it up in size and price a little bit, and that does leave us some room underneath. You know, I'm not going to make any announcements right now, but there is some room in there. But really, the Tucson is going after the volume segment in Canada.
All right. Couple others. The Hyundai Genesis Coupe. Why did you get rid of the 2-liter turbocharged engine? That was, most people bought that. You got rid of you stuck with it. Was it a 3.8, right? The 3.8 with 300 plus horsepower. But the 2-liter turbo, that's what most people bought.
You're right, but you know, the emissions regulations being what they are, it dictated that engine had to go away.
Wait a sec. So the turbocharged 4-cylinder had to go away to make room for a V6.
Well, the turbocharged engine, from an emissions standpoint, it was one of our older engines, so it needed to be upgraded. So what we actually did is took the V6 and repackaged it. So now we have you know, the Genesis Coupe R spec, and that is Canada's most powerful vehicle most powerful car under $30,000. So we've kept the price point, just given more performance into the vehicle.
And that sort of goes head to head with the 370Z, which has dropped the price, right?
It's a nice shootout going on right now.
Yeah, okay, good. All right. The other one is Hyundai Sonata. When you brought out the last model, you changed the horsepower and torque ratings on both the regular 2.4 and the 2-liter turbo. Why? Was it because the old ones had maybe exaggerated numbers, or were they detuned?
It wasn't exaggerated numbers. It was to give us a big number. It was a marketing opportunity. But with the new 2015, 2016 Sonata, the engineering purpose changed. The engineering objective changed. We really wanted to give usable power. So what you do is you dial back some of that top-end power that gives you that big wow number, and you give some really good mid-range torque that customers really feel and enjoy driving their vehicle a little bit more. So we're trying to keep our customers happier longer with that approach.
But you know, people watch these videos and they go and they look at, okay, this car's got this and this car's got this. When you have less of something, it usually is harder to get people excited about. I agree, it's better drivability, but you know, why didn't you just don't go that way the first way around? I guess it was, we can do it. Let's show everybody we can do it.
Yeah, let's show everyone we can do it. I think Hyundai is still a young brand. It's a young manufacturer, relatively speaking, out in the market. So, you know, there are some things that we need to do as we move along, and being a little bit more mature about our approach for tuning our vehicles, tuning our engines. That comes along with the game.
All right. Okay. Google, is it Google Car and Apple?
It's Android Auto.
Android Auto.
Apple CarPlay.
Apple Car. I know, something like that. All right. Now, for those that don't know, you have your smartphone and you're going to be able to plug it in, and the head unit will kind of mirror whatever OS you have, right? So I'm an Android guy. I have my Android stuff will show up on the screen. Apple will have that. So when is that coming? Because you're kind of on the forefront of this already.
We are. So actually, it's out right now in the U.S. And it's coming to Canada very soon. We've got engineers in Korea and working very closely with Google, trying to bring Android Auto. It's going to enter into the Sonata first, and it'll be backward compatible to 2015.
So wait a second. So if you have a 15, you're going to be able to get an upgrade free.
It's a USB stick that the dealers plug into a port in the vehicle, and it upgrades the software. And at that point, you'll be able to connect your phone to the screen, and it'll mirror your phone on the screen.
So that's both Apple and Google?
It'll be Google first. Apple's coming a little bit later.
Do you go a little more Android because Samsung's Korean and it's a big player in Korea? It's a Korean company. You play nicer with them?
We get a deal on certain phones, yes.
He has a Samsung. But that's good. I can't wait. I mean, it's good that a mainline brand, it's not just, Audi's doing it and some others, but it's great that a mainline company, I get so many people say, I just want my car to be able to do what my phone does. And now that you're going to get a lot of that power.
You're right.
Some things will be blocked out though, right?
You're right. So, it's going to be specific in what it allows you to do. What Hyundai tends to do is take the latest technology and bring it into our brands, and bring it into as many models as we possibly can. That's how we differentiate ourselves in the market.
I kind of look at Hyundai as more like the Germans in the way of thinking, because the German companies are always pushing the latest technology. Like we'll talk about, dual clutch transmission. Sure, Volkswagen's had it for many years, but you're a mainline brand and you're doing that. Turbocharged small displacement engines, we were doing that long before. Accord and Camry still have V6s. You've had turbo 4s for many years now. The interior finish in here is fantastic. These new OS operating system integration, you're doing it. So some of the Japanese brands are really quite safe, and Hyundai kind of goes out on a limb a bit. That's what I find anyway.
We do. We tend to attract the customer that is trying for the newest, greatest thing, and some of that technology does help us. So that's why you see DCT transmissions and Android Auto and so forth appearing into our vehicles.
All right, so I definitely like driving this new Hyundai Tucson. Make sure you watch the video of that. Chad Hurd from Hyundai Canada, thanks for your time and thanks for being on the question and answer.
Thank you.